Alright then, so we have now shown that we have coded from our message into our Caeser Cipher, and we're now going to do the decode button where we can take our code and we can turn it back into normal English. So again, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go and get an on event, and this on event is going to be when I press that button. So I'm going to come on here, button CC decode. So there's my button, and I'm basically going to do the opposite of what is going on there. So, and this time, instead of going to take my message that's in here, I'm going to take my message that's in here. I'm going to make sure that's in capitals. I'm going to set up my message as being, so my message is going to be 0, and CC is going to be this one. Something happened, I don't know what. Okay, that's weird. And then we're going to work backwards, and we're going to instead add on the slider where we did here. This is going to be a takeaway, so we're going to have our number, and then we're going to take away our slider, and then this time if it's less than 65 we're going to add on 26. Okay, well you'll see what's going on. So down here I've just lost my on event, which is weird. So let's go and get it back. So when my decode button is clicked, then what I want to do here is I need to pick up my cipher and I need to call it what I'm going to do. So it's the opposite of this one here. So I'm going to get my message and I'm going to do it to upper. I'm going to store it in here. So it's purple, and so this time CC is going to equal to uppercase. So let's come down here, and there's to uppercase, and what's the string going to be in here? It's going to be our get text. So back to our UI control, and we're going to get our text. Where are we going to get our text from? Let's just change that back to here. We're going to get it from our decode text box. So let's go to our decode text box. There we go, text decode, just there. Change it to uppercase and store it in CC. Okay, so I now need to go and get my message, and I need to go and blank that one. So my mess is going to be speech marks, speech marks. So there's going to be nothing inside those speech marks. It's just going to be blank. So like we did before, we use this for loop which went through every character in turn. We're going to do the same thing as we did before. So I'm going to get a for loop, which is blue. It's under control. So here is my for loop. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to say for I equals, and I'm going to do a takeaway. So I'm going to get a maths takeaway in here. All right, and I need to go and get the length of CC. So I'm going to need to go back to my variables, and length is going to go to that bit. So the length of my Caeser Cipher, take away 1. All right. So at the moment I've got I is less than 4. I don't want that. I want to go to maths. All right, and I want to say that I is greater than or equal to 0, and then in here I don't want to add to I want to take it away. So I need to go and get my little variable one here, and say each time we go around the loop, I should equal I take away 1. All right, okay, so that's going to set me on the loop for the one at the very end, and it's going to work backwards because remember we flipped it. The first character becomes the last character. So that's going to set my loop up to go backwards through everything that's going on. Now if you remember last time, we looked and we ignored if it was the space bar. So remember up here, if my code, so if the character code was 32, then we needed to stop. We needed to do something different. So same thing again here. I'm going to get one of these not equal to signs. So I'm going to go to maths, and here is my not equal sign, and in this first bit I need to do basically the same thing again, but instead of my mess it's going to be CC. So I'm going to type it in, cc dot char, capital C on code, and then capital A on at. I need to open a bracket, I need to say it's an I, and I need to close the bracket. And when I've done that, then I'm looking to say, is it different to number 32? So I'm going to put 32 in here. So if it's different to it, then in here, then I need to take away our number. So remember we had our number. So CCN, so our number is going to be exactly what I've written here, which is cc dot char, capital on code, capital A on at, open bracket I, close bracket, take away, right, it's not going to like that, I'm going to delete that in here. Okay, I'm going to go and get a takeaway. Sometimes it likes it and sometimes it doesn't, so let's go again. cc dot char code at, open brackets I, close brackets I, and then what do I need to take away? I need to take away the number, so I need to go and get the number. There's get number, and where am I getting that number from? I'm getting it from the slider. Alright, so if that was a capital A and the slider was at 10, it would take it away, and it's going to give me a number less than 65, so I'm going to need to go and put an if inside here. Alright, still part of the top part of that loop, and if CCN is less than 65, then I need to change it so that CCN equals, and then this one will let me do it, CCN plus 26. Alright, so if it drops off the bottom of the alphabet, it's going to push it back up through the top again and work its way around. And then here, so if it is a space character, I'm going to make CCN equal to 32. So that will keep it exactly the same as it was done previously. So I'm in the loop now. I found out my number, and I now need to add my message. So I need to add whatever character is in here. So I'm going to get another variable one here, and again remember it's between these two purple ones, and I'm going to say my mess equals, and I'm going to get a plus, my mess plus whatever character is associated with CNN. And what I've got to do here is I've got to type string with a capital S dot from char with a capital C, code with a capital C, open bracket, CCN, close bracket. Okay, so it changes all these colours, and so each time it gets the character, it takes away whatever's the sliders it said, and it adds it to the message. And so just like we've done on here, when I've finished that loop and I've gone through everything, then I need to set the text in that box to whatever my message was. So that's the yellow one, it's my UI controlled, and I'm going to set text on our text code. And what text do I need to do it? What text do I need to do it? Sorry, is that one there, and it's my mess. There you go. So my mess. Right. So let's give that a run. So we try and run that. Caeser Cipher, and I'm going to type a message in here: A B C D E. All right. I'm going to move this straight over to the left, and it's going to add one on and reverse it. So when I press code message, B C D E F, so it's added one and reversed it. So if I now press the code message, it should come back there and it will change it to capitals, and there we go, we've done that. So let's try another one. Up space the blades, code the message, and there we go, it's gone backwards in terms of here, and I press the message and it's correctly converted it. Okay, and it's dealt with the spaces properly as well. So there you go, you've now got a Caeser Cipher that you can use when you're doing your work later on. So we'll show you how to get this down to your phones later on.